You know, ladies and gentlemen, business owners, I've been sent emails and they said, Daryl, you're doing a great job with this whole Boeing thing. This is, you're right. Boeing is a regulator. How could the FAA have any input, any robust input, since they made Boeing a regulator as if they are the FAA, and they are the FAA as of 2009, and I will show it to you right here. The FAA increased the authority of Boeing's commercial airplanes division to self-certify its own aircraft. That sounds like FAA approval and authority to me. So they had the same power as the FAA. They were equivalent, and they are equivalent until somebody tells me differently, but they've been equivalent to the FAA since 2009, so that's 15 years. And you look at all the program issues that they have, and people will say, well, Daryl, that's a big aircraft. No. If you care about your job, you can make those rejections and those crabs and the escapes really coalesce together and minimize them. I was in quality. I've been in quality for 40 plus years. So again, 2009, FAA gave regulatory inspection and control to Boeing while David Calhoun sat on Boeing board. And most recently, he gave an interview after that plug came out of the Alaska aircraft. But I want to answer this for those people who wrote me and said, Daryl, this is great stuff. Why are you doing it though? You're bringing this out to the forefront about how they're colluding with the government, how they're colluding with ANSI, ANA, their accreditor, how they're all involved in the government and they're doing nothing about it. You're standing up. You're the siren song. So I'm going to tell you why. I may not know you out there, but you're listening to me, you're listening to this video. I know sometimes they're a little bit too long, but this has been taking 40 years to metastasize. And you know something? This guy may not give a shit about your families. He's making $22 million, 1.5 million base, and the rest of it is bonuses and all the rest of this stuff. And he was on the board that gave Dennis Muhlenberg, who under his leadership, you had two airplanes go down, 737 MAX. Ethiopian and Malaysian Air that killed 346 people. He did the voting decision, one of the 7 on that board. What is Caroline Kennedy doing back in 2018? Also, Nikki Haley, the president. Oh my, what the hell did they know about aerospace? And I have all the data. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't make this up. When I say something, I say it. And here is the book that I've had since 2018. Adding pages to it, but you don't have to say much because Boeing, every time you turn around, has an issue. So I'm going to play this video interview from David Calhoun after the Alaska door plug popped. But I want to tell those people the reason why I do this for you, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you, your family, your grandparents, your parents, your other members, cousins, relatives go on a plane, as a quality control guy of 40 plus years, I want to make sure that you are knowledgeable enough that when your ass hits that seat, that you will have the confidence and the integrity of quality that you should have between the pilot and the aircraft, that you're going to get from point A to point B safely. Safely. He gets $22 million to be the punching bag for Boeing. I'm sure they're doing a lot of heavy duty medication because that's a lot of stress. And it really is. And it's absolutely disgusting. So in 2009, the FAA gave regulatory inspection and control to Boeing while David Calhoun sat on Boeing board. And I have offered my services, myself and my team, to go in there and be a troubleshooter, be the, how should we say, SEAL Team 6 to clean up their quality mess, because they need somebody like that. Because right now, you have the FAA that gave authority to Boeing in 2009. So you have two regulatory, FAA. How can the FAA now say, well, you got to follow this process and procedure? Doesn't sound right to me, does it? And here he is, David Calhoun.
speculate, but I will say this: the work that our regulator, in this case the FAA, has been doing to inspect the situation and create a procedure and a protocol for the airlines to go out and inspect each and every one of the airplanes, 100% of them, and make certain that the work that our regulator, in this case the FAA, has been doing to inspect the situation and create a procedure and a protocol for the airlines to go out and inspect each and every one of the airplanes, 100% of them, and make certain they're in. But I will say this: the work that our regulator, in this case the FAA, has been doing to inspect the situation and create a procedure and a protocol for the airlines to go out and inspect each and every one of the airplanes, 100% of them, and make certain.
And here it is. On the Boeing supplier portal, it says must be ANSI ANAP or internationally equivalent, okay? ANSI ANAP or internationally equivalent to certify their businesses and suppliers. Again, you have ANAP sitting there. They relinquished their, inspection in 2002 to this supplier survey requirements. It basically says down here, I'm not going to read it again, but it basically says, if you're ANSI ANAP accredited supplier to Boeing, you could just send us your parts, actually send us your certificate, send us your parts. The certificate does the purchasing checkoff, all their ANSI ANAP per their supplier portal. That's loading the deck. And you notice that, Boeing sat on both ANSI ANAP and ANAP's board. They sat on the board of directors, also the management board that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. They had the deck sealed. They also had a member of Boeing as the president of the International Aerospace Quality Group, which also sits on ANSI's board. You have you have all of these incestuous relationships, and it's bad. So I'm going to leave it here, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, 2009, the FAA gave regulatory inspection and control to Boeing while David Calhoun, CEO, sat on the Boeing's board. Again, FAA is the regulatory. You never give it to the supplier of government components. They said it was only the commercial airline division, but think about that. They gave authority to Boeing as FAA in 2009. 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS @yahoo.com. I thank you.